Influencer Gina Tew is publicly battling HIV, and now she's claiming the man who infected her is a high-profile celebrity based in New York, someone she was romantically involved with for several years. She never revealed a name, but the timeline, the location, and the description led the internet straight to Diddy. Within hours, social media exploded. Users pulled up old photos, resurfaced interviews, and began connecting the dots between Gina's story and Diddy's past. Suddenly, rumors that once felt like tabloid noise, wild freak-off parties, secret relationships, and health cover-ups started to feel more like pieces of a much larger puzzle. Viewers pointed to his physical decline during recent court appearances. Critics noted how carefully his inner circle protected his image. Then came Jaguar Wright, claiming Diddy had been living with HIV for years and that he wasn't alone. Now, this isn't just a scandal, it's a potential industry-wide reckoning hiding in plain sight. Gina Tew never expected her private health battle to become public news. But when she went online and revealed that she had been living with HIV for nearly a decade without knowing it, the internet listened. Her story was raw. She spoke about being homeless in New York, unaware that the virus had been silently destroying her immune system. It wasn't until she collapsed and was rushed to the hospital that doctors told her the truth. Her body had been deteriorating for years. The damage was irreversible. What caught everyone's attention wasn't just her condition, it was what she said next. Gina mentioned she believed she contracted HIV from someone she had been involved with, on and off during those years in New York. She described him as successful, powerful, and still active in the public eye. She didn't drop a name. She didn't have to. Within hours, the internet filled in the blanks. All signs pointed to Diddy. Gina didn't name anyone directly, but the details she shared left very little room for doubt. She said the person who gave her HIV was a well-known celebrity based in New York, someone she had been involved with for years, someone she trusted. In a tearful video, Gina revealed that she had even dealt with the police over this man's behavior. Due to sexual conduct, she said, adding that at the time she brushed it off. But now, everything looks different. She admitted that just hearing about him today ruins her entire day. And then came the line that changed everything. What if this is the person who did this to me, and he's out there living his best life? That was enough for the internet to connect the dots. The timeline, the relationship, the location, it all lined up with Diddy. And once that name surfaced, the rumors exploded. For years, Diddy's private life has been a mystery wrapped in luxury. But behind the red carpets and penthouses, a different story has always been lurking, one filled with whispered rumors, reckless behavior, and parties that insiders called freak-offs. These weren't just VIP gatherings. They were known for being wild, unfiltered, and often dangerous. Reports described chaotic scenes where protection wasn't always used and boundaries were blurred. It wasn't just gossip. Multiple people have spoken about what went on and how these events spiraled out of control. So, when Gina's claims surfaced, the dots weren't hard to connect. If she was involved with someone in that circle, someone powerful, secretive, and careless, it added a new layer to her story. And it didn't stop there. Online discussions began to highlight how those private encounters could have turned into something far more serious. Because when you combine silence, status, and risky behavior, the consequences don't just affect one person. They ripple through an entire industry. It didn't take long for people to notice something was off with Diddy. Once his legal troubles brought him back into the public eye, fans began pointing out dramatic changes in his appearance. Gone was the confident, camera-ready energy he once carried. In its place was a man who looked drained, visibly thinner, slower, and almost unrecognizable from the flashy mogul who once dominated red carpets. Then came the courtroom sketches. As artists captured his face during court hearings, social media exploded. People zoomed in, comparing them to older photos. Hollow cheeks, sunken eyes, sagging posture. Some said it looked like he had aged a decade overnight. Others asked, is this stress or something else? These observations weren't happening in isolation. They came just as Gina's story was spreading, and they fueled even more speculation. If Diddy had something to hide, the signs might already be showing. Internet detectives began stitching it all together: his declining appearance, Gina's claims, and the growing list of allegations. By now, the public wasn't just curious, they were convinced, and the questions weren't just about what Diddy had done in the past, but what he might be carrying with him now. Just when the Gina Tew situation was heating up, Jaguar Wright came in and lit the whole internet on fire. Known for exposing hidden truths in the music industry, Jaguar didn't hold back. In a series of interviews, she directly claimed that Diddy had been living with HIV for years, and that he wasn't the only one. According to her, there are at least 20 other high-profile men in the industry who are secretly HIV positive, walking around undetectable and saying nothing. Her words weren't soft or speculative. She spoke with certainty, even challenging anyone to sue her. "I could name 20 right now," she said, "and no one would be able to touch me." That kind of confidence made people stop scrolling and start paying attention. If she was right, even partially right, then this wasn't just a celebrity health story, it was an industry-wide cover-up. Her statements matched up too closely with Gina's timeline, and fans noticed. Gina said she was infected years ago. Jaguar said the people she was referring to had known about their status for just as long. The internet exploded with reaction videos, live breakdowns, and comment threads running thousands deep. What made it worse was Jaguar's implication that these celebrities weren't just hiding their diagnosis, they were still dating, sleeping around, partying, and nobody was talking about it. That fear, that silence, and that potential danger turned everything Gina said from rumor into something that looked like a long-protected truth. Once Jaguar Wright's claims went viral, the internet did what it does best: connect the dots. Suddenly, this wasn't just about Diddy and Gina. Fans and bloggers began pulling receipts, digging through years of celebrity history, and putting together a trail of people who've been close to Diddy and may have been exposed without ever knowing. Usher's name came up almost immediately. He had previously lived with Diddy as a teenager and had long been surrounded by rumors of a herpes lawsuit. People revisited old interviews, awkward jokes, and moments that didn't make sense until now. Could he have been caught in the middle of something deeper? Then came Meek Mill, who's been seen regularly around Diddy in recent years. Although no public accusations have surfaced, fans didn't miss the proximity or the potential implications. Diddy's inner circle suddenly looked like a list of question marks. Even Craig Mack, a bad boy artist who died in 2018 from reported heart failure, got pulled back into the conversation. People started asking whether that cause of death was the full truth or if something more had been swept under the rug. And Kim Porter, Diddy's ex and the mother of 3 of his children, became another point of speculation. Her sudden passing from pneumonia has never fully sat right with fans. What was once a private tragedy is now turning into a web of unanswered questions, lost lives, and a growing sense that the real story has been kept quiet for far too long. By now, this isn't just a rumor, it's a crack in the foundation of Hollywood's clean image. What started as Gina Tew's personal health battle has turned into something that feels far bigger, far darker. The deeper people look, the more it seems like this could be one of the biggest cover-ups the entertainment industry has ever seen. Diddy hasn't responded to the speculation, Gina hasn't named him outright, but the silence from both sides is making things louder. Fans are demanding answers. Comment sections are flooded with people asking why no one in the industry is stepping in, why no journalist is pressing harder, why no lawsuit has been filed if it's all untrue. Some say it's all coincidence. Others say it's classic damage control. But the longer this drags on, the more the internet treats silence as guilt. And then there's the biggest fear of all. What if Gina's not the only one? What if there are others out there who were exposed, who never knew, who are living with questions they're too scared to ask? That's when it shifts from scandal to crisis. This isn't just about Diddy anymore. It's about power, secrecy, health, and a culture that has allowed the rich and famous to move in silence while others suffer the consequences. Whether it's a cover-up or the start of a collapse, one thing's clear. The truth is chasing them now, and it's getting louder by the day.